What's happening, everybody? My name is Mike at Filmboy24. I shoot film. Today, specifically, used my Auto Zoom 814 electronic and a fairly fresh roll of Kodak Tri-X 7266. As most of you probably know by now, or if you don't, then I'm going to tell you, I shoot a lot of expired film. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean it's expired for years and years and years. It means it's like, kind of like this, where I don't think I bought this direct from Kodak, although I have a few times. But this particular roll, I think I got online from a secondhand dealer, and although it was in a newer type design packaging, it's an older film. But I don't use it for, weddings or really important, documentation on film. I use it for fun. And that's exactly what I did with this one. Now, let me explain very quickly. I shot that roll of film down there, way down there, in this camera. This is my Canon Auto Zoom 814 electronic. I love this camera. And for this particular roll, I shot the entire thing in auto. Now, once again, or maybe you don't, so I'll tell you, I process everything as black and white negative, all of my black and white stocks. Kodak recommends, this is a reversal film, Kodak recommends that if you're gonna process this as a negative, I'm kind of a negative guy, well, maybe I should be processing in positive. At any rate, if you're gonna process this as a negative, then you should shoot it somewhere in the not 200 ISO, but somewhere in about the 100 ISO range. Well, I shot everything in auto, so this camera is going to recognize this cartridge as a 200 ISO film, and it's going to shoot it as such. And I knew that going in. I wasn't overly concerned. I've done it before. I think next time I will use my manual exposure on this camera and shoot it properly, or just process it as a reversal, which coming soon, I promise. I have this stuff. I know I promise a lot, and eventually I'll deliver. So anyway, what happened? Well, this is a grainy film by nature. It creates a lot of grain. And this particular roll is, it's no exception. I did get a very grainy image, which I like. I'm a grain guy. It is underexposed. So please allow for that. It's a bit underexposed. As I told you, I used auto. So before I get into too much more, let me show you exactly. Now remember one thing very quickly. When I render this video, that's being shot at 30 frames per second, and then I also include a film that was shot at 24 frames per second, you get a tiny bit of frame blending, although I do turn off the resampling, so it repeats frames occasionally. Keep that in mind. It's not perfect, but it's close. It's not even close. Here's the film. Man, selfies had to be tough back in the day. Like I said, underexposed. Most of it is underexposed. I know that. There's a lot of grain. I'm experimenting with neat video. If you're well versed in neat video, give me a tutorial. I'm having some issues with it because when I apply, and I don't know, in fact, I know very little about neat video. I use it with my Vegas Pro. Whenever I apply neat video to try to reduce some of the grain, and then I render and play it back, the grain sort of moves like an amoeba. It just sort of kind of gets funky in there and wiggly, and I don't like it. If you could tell me what I'm doing wrong, I would appreciate it. Yeah, I promise never to sing again if you tell me. Anyway, I need some help with neat video. I am going to start watching some tutorials probably and get a little more well-versed in it because I think it's a great little piece of plug-in software. If you enjoy videos like this, and I hope you do, I really do, well, some of you do, because my subscriber base is creeping up there, to which I say thank you. And no, I will never call you followers. I do not like the word followers. I think it's a ridiculous word. Subscribers isn't bad. You're my film friends. Followers insinuates like, yeah, look at me, look at me. Settle down there, Paris Hilton. You are my film friends, and thank you to each and every single one of you. And if you would, right now, if you're watching this video, take 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1 second. You knew it was coming, or maybe you didn't. And punch that like button for me. Do me a favor and subscribe. Become part of this goofy little family that I call Filmboy24. And until the very next time that I see each and every single one of you beautiful film friends, I'll see each and every one of you on the very next go-around.